Susan, I wanted to congratulate you on your marriage today. Even someone with the looks of you is able to get married, I see. I know that might now be a surprise to some, but to me, I never thought you'd ever have a chance of getting married. I've had enough of this already. You're being really rude right now, Amy, and I haven't even said anything to you yet. Can't you at least be a little bit more nice to me on today of all days? I have no reason to be nice to you, even if today is a special day for you, especially when all you are is a lecturing old hag. Come on now, do you still think that I've been lecturing you about everything all this time? I don't even remember one moment where I've been annoying to you in any way. I'm not making up anything about you, though. But listen, Susan, at your age now, you shouldn't want to be lecturing people on how to live their lives anymore, right? It's not even like that, though. I don't go around every day lecturing people on how to live their lives, and the only time I think I ever lectured you was long ago, right? Sure, you can think that all you want, Susan, but I know that you can never get enough of making other people feel bad when they're with you. Amy, I'm starting to remember the incident that happened that may be behind you thinking I'm always lecturing you. It was back when you parked your bicycle in a no parking zone and didn't move it out of there when I told you to. I was just warning you then to move it out of that spot. I wasn't trying to lecture you at first, but you never listened to me and started to get all worked up about it like I was asking you to cut off your finger or something. No. I know that it said not to park bikes or anything in that spot, but everyone still parks their bikes and stuff there, and not a single person has had to pay a fine or anything for it yet. You have no idea how this world works anymore, so please stop trying to lecture me on every little thing. I get that you weren't asking me much, but I don't want to hear it from you when I'm an adult myself. I know when and where I can park my dang bikes, so you should have just let me be. I've said the same thing back then as I'll say now. You parking your bike there was not the problem. You are going to have a kid of yours really soon, and I don't want you to be teaching them bad things like not respecting what signs say. Do you not realize what kind of a bad influence that'll have on them as they get older? You're so dang annoying. This is why you are such a lecturing old hag to me. Are you going to continue talking to me like this all day on your wedding day? If that's the case, then you might just want to stop this all now and call off your wedding. I'm sure nobody wants to come to the wedding of someone that won't stop acting like a witch to her sister-in-law. The only reason I'm talking to you like this now is because you were the one to text me first. There is something seriously wrong with you. You are still upset over something that happened over 2 years ago, and have since then acted as though I'm always harping on you about things when I rarely even talk to you anymore. And I'm going to keep talking about that event for the rest of the time. It's fun watching your reaction to it, and I'll make sure to come up with an even worse name for you next time based off it. Well, anyway, congrats on getting married, Susan. I'm praying that you have the worst day of your life at that wedding ever. What the hell? Jeez.
Did Amy say something to you again, Susan? Really? She should realize that on a day like today, she's better off just leaving you alone, right?
Seriously, Leonard, you need to go and say something to her about the way she's acting. You're her older brother, and if anything, you should be the actual person lecturing her like she says I'm always doing.
But if I were to start talking to her about this and asking her to stop, things would only escalate. And it seems that her husband has really been enjoying his time with her.
What? What does her husband even have to do with this? You really are a no-good older brother to her. Do you even notice how much crap I have to go through with Amy every day of my life? She's starting to call me a lecturing old hag now, Leonard.
Wow. I assumed you meant she was calling you far worse things than that.
Huh? I will not allow someone to call me a lecturing old hag on the day of my wedding. I don't care how cute of a little sister she is to you. I'm not going to let her get away with acting like a brat all the time around me.
Well, perhaps it's better that you just ignore everything she's doing instead?
You think I can ignore her? You want me to ignore all the horrible things she's saying to me when you and I are financially supporting that couple all the time? I don't even want to help them anymore if she's just going to keep acting like a total cunt.
Yeah, well, about that.
Well, what about that? I'm sure that you really just want to love her and let things be the way they are because you're her older brother, but I don't feel any love for her right now. Because all I get in return is hate anytime I talk with her. I've had enough of this. I am no longer going to hand them any more of my money. You go ahead and do it yourself.
I can't do this all by myself. You know that with the money I make, it won't mean much to them. Also, you have to remember that we're helping them. Not because she's my little sister, but because her husband has been through some tough times. The company he's in has had this huge restructuring, and right now, he's not making nearly as much as he used to. I mean, look, he's not even going to be able to come to the wedding today because he's so stressed about work. And if it's not the stress, it might be his depression really getting to him now. I just want to help him make his life a little more bearable.
And I myself like him as a person, so you don't have to sell me on that. But the fact that he has to have Amy around him all day might be adding to his pain and discomfort, right? I mean, she is the worst wife imaginable to him, and he probably knows that.
But he's told me himself that things are totally fine between them. And from our shoes, there's not much we can really do about them.
My God, this is supposed to be the most amazing day of our lives today, but I'm not feeling amazing whatsoever. I'm not made for crap like this, Leonard, so we need to do something to stop it.
I know that, and I'm sorry. I'll go ahead and have a talk with her about perhaps not taking things so over the edge today.
I really want you to be making that clear to her more often, okay? I've had enough of Amy and her attitude. Hey, your wedding will be starting soon, right? There is still a little more time before things kick off. What? Do you still have something you'd really like to say to me? I just wanted to say that I think all the people on your side of the family seem really poor and all really basic. Just a second ago, I got a good look at some people coming into the reception hall from outside. And, well, everyone looks as though they have nothing better going on in their lives. You could say that they're all just uncool looking. You know, I really don't mind you talking bad about me all the time, but now you're going to talk bad about my family and friends? Could you please stop that right now? What? Wow. Listen, I'm not trying to talk bad about them all in any way. Rather, I'm just telling you the truth. Man, and just when I was thinking things for you would get better, you had to invite all these losers to your wedding. I'm sure they've all gotten you lots of money and presents to be here, right? I can't believe that for a second, coming from people like them. I don't really need you to believe it. I get that you hate me for whatever reasons you have, so can you shut it? I'm going to be giving you some money as well for today, so telling me to shut up is just hurtful. I've never seen a bride as upsetting as you are. If people online were to see how you're treating me, you'd get canceled for sure. No matter what you think of me, the only one who'd be canceled is you. I'm sure that'd be the case. And since we're on the topic of me giving some money as a present to you, I made sure to give you 5 whole cents. Huh? You and I are both close, right? And so I made sure to give you those 5 cents to remind you just how much I love you. But sadly, you'll only get to be around me a little longer now, all right? Huh? What do you mean I'll only be around you a little longer? What? Today's the day of my wedding, and after this I'm supposed to be your sister-in-law, right? And that may be the case, but I want you and my brother to break up as soon as possible after. And I've made sure to pray for my brother to find himself a far better woman after he's done with you. I cannot believe this. What the hell happened to you that turned you into such a vile jerk? It was you acting like a total loser that made me turn into this, right? Anybody would be as mean as I am now after having to be lectured by you all the time. There should be no reason for you to be that way. Unbelievable. Are you the same way with your husband that you are around all the time? What do you mean by that? He and I are both a very happy couple, Susan. Right now, there is just a lot of stuff going on at his job, and so he has to go there every day and night. And I'm going to stay by his side through all of it, supporting him through every step of the way. I'm not really sure that's true, though. Huh? You're being a bit rude now, Susan. You have no idea what's going on in our private lives, so would you please stop commenting on it? You have no right saying that. What? Now you're going to start lecturing me like that again? How awful. I've given you so much money as a gift for your wedding, and you're going to start treating me like that? You gave me a lot. All you gave me was 5 cents out of your pocket. But when it comes to your wedding, Susan, 5 cents is a lot of money, right? I mean, I hate you a lot and plan on leaving before the start of the wedding anyway. Well, then I'm done sending you guys any more money. Huh? I've had it with you, Amy. It's over. You and your husband are no longer getting any money from me. Wait, hold on a second. Why do you think you get to decide something like that by yourself? The person sending us all this money is my brother, so he gets to decide that. You have no right telling him what to do with his money. He and I are both married now, so it's our money now. So I do have a right to say what I want done with the money. Are you saying you're not going to help us anymore because you don't like me? Well, then what'll happen to my husband because of this? Right now he's working his butt off. He can't even be here for the wedding because he has to work so much. If you guys stop sending us money, he's not going to be able to start the company back up properly. Actually, Amy, I just got done talking with your husband about that. Huh? I was a little worried about how he was doing, so both Leonard and I called him to see what was up. And when he answered his phone, he told us his fever is starting to go down a little, but he's still coughing nonstop. That's not what you think. He thinks he can be back into work next week or so, but he apologized to us for not being able to make it to the wedding. What the hell is going on here? You told me he was having to work a lot, and that's why he can't be here. However, in reality, he is completely depressed about everything, and that's why he can't be here, right? Well, it's because he has that cold right now that's made him really sad and depressed. It's really hard on him, right? He can't even go to the hospital because we don't have the money for it, and that's why we need to continue getting some from you guys. Well, he told us that he'll be getting back to work next week. What was that all about? I thought you said he was working hard to get the company back together and wasn't making any money right now. Well, he's just trying to make things look better than they are. How much longer are you planning on lying about things to me? What you've been up to is the worst of the worst. I'm not sure what you're thinking of the two of us, but I am not lying about anything, all right? I've just been thinking a lot about my husband and have asked my brother to help us financially since my husband can't. You knew that your husband was having a hard time with work at the moment and have been using that situation to get money from Leonard. And the reason why he wasn't able to come today was due to him being sick right now, but you used this chance to try and solidify the lie even more by saying he was working right now. Right? No, that's not it at all. I've already spoken with Leonard about this, and we're not sending you any more money. So now you can live with that reality in your head. I will not allow you both to do that to me. That was all just a lie from him. I'm going to talk with my brother right now and hear what he has to say. Go ahead and talk with your brother. Hey, Leonard, right now Susan is saying all kinds of strange things about you that I don't like. She keeps talking about how she's not going to send us money anymore. That's all a lie, right?
We're done sending you money. Why wouldn't we stop after hearing what your husband said? We spoke with him over the phone earlier. His company never went through any kind of restructuring, and he never ended up losing a lot of his pay because of it.
Well, that was all...
And you talking about him working his butt off all the time was also a lie, right? He told us that he had a cold today, and that's why he wasn't able to come to the wedding. You really wanted money from me that badly? So you made a huge lie like this?
Hey, I had no other choice, all right? I've been needing money for a while now. Normally, if I asked you for money, you'd never send me anything because you're a penny pincher, right? So it's your fault that I had to resort to telling you a lie like that.
What was that? You better calm it down right now before I come find you and make this all better in one quick second. Do you not see how messed up you seem right now, saying things like that to me?
So, you guys are really going to stop sending me money now, right? You're not going to help me financially anymore, right?
That's right! Your husband didn't even know about how Susan and I have been sending you money this whole time. You've been keeping all that money to yourself then, right? We are not going to be used like tools by somebody as heartless as you.
I never meant to keep all the money you sent to myself, though. I wanted to talk with him about it properly, but, well, I never found the right time to talk with him about it.
No matter what you say now, I'm not giving you any more money. Susan's already pissed at me for having helped you this long, and I can see why now. Amy, what the hell was up with you treating Susan like that all the time when she's been helping me give you money?
And I told you all about that before, right? I'm not going to sit here and let some loser like her yell at me and try to lecture me all the time.
A loser? All she did was tell you not to park your bike in an area that clearly stated that you couldn't park your bike there. She's not a loser for that. She's a responsible adult. Something you still can't seem to grasp the idea of.
She cannot get that upset at me over it, though. It was just a bike I was parking there.
And it said, no bikes on the sign. The way you acted towards my wife is wild to me, and something I never expected from you. I know that I messed up by leaving things like this for the longest time now, but the fact that even after 2 years, you're still causing trouble for her, I can't just leave things be the way they are anymore.
I see what's going on here. You're going to side with your wife now and throw your little sister away, huh?
Yep. After all I've seen from you, I can't help you anymore. No matter how you try and spin this, you've been in the wrong this whole time anyway.
You're the worst. You are a total freak of an older brother. I hope you burn in hell for this.
You're even worse than I thought 2 seconds ago.
Hey, you need to do something about this now. I get that I did something wrong here, so go and get my brother to calm down now. I did something wrong? Sorry, Amy, but I'm not going to help you out of this mess. I just had a great talk over the phone with your husband, and I told him everything that's wrong with you and your personality. Huh? Right now it seems that your husband is ticked off, so are you sure you'll be okay? I'm getting a call from him right now. I think it's best you answer that call and apologize to him, right? If you don't start taking responsibility for what you've done, he might divorce you. Why are you doing all of this crap to me? You are a totally disgusting woman, if I can even call you a woman anymore. I haven't done anything wrong here. All I'm doing is acting like an adult and handling a bad situation involving you as at the center of it all. Now, before you whine at me anymore, you should really answer that call and talk to him. For crying out loud! Hey, what am I going to do? He told me he won't forgive me for this. He even began to talk about divorcing me. I'm asking you to please do something that'll change his mind. No thanks. I think he's on the right path getting a divorce from you. There's no point in him keeping you as his wife. You should be done with that now, right? I mean, you don't have to send me any more money now, right? This isn't about the money I've sent anymore, but about how you dug yourself a huge hole and won't be getting out of it. Whether this all had to do with you being in some debt or something, you deserve what's coming for you for lying to all of us like that. Huh? What do you mean debt? Well, listen to this. I was walking around the wedding and listening to others who were talking amongst each other, and I overheard something from someone I assume is one of your friends. She said to one of her other friends that right now you're working as a stripper and have a lot of debt you're trying to pay off, right? What? I get it all now. That's the reason you made such a big lie about it and wanted all that money from your brother and I. Well, no matter what the reason was, you're going to get what you asked for. This is all going to be the fruits of your horrible labors. No, that was just some kind of stupid joke she must have been telling. I have never once been a stripper in my life, all right? And actually, can you tell me who is saying that? They can't be saying things like that when my sister-in-law is around. Well, I've already heard what I needed to hear from them, and right now I've been texting all of that to your husband for you. Hey, why the hell would you do something like that? You are a total witch. You're going to make my life a total living hell now. And I told you that you deserve all of this. You need to find yourself a better job now. Use that to pay off your debt, and then you'll be a lot better off, all right? Shut the hell up. All you've done to me is ruin my life, Susan. Can you at least get my brother to come to an understanding here? What? This is fake, right? What? What's going on? I'm not able to get a call through to him. It's telling me that the contact has blocked me. Wait, really? I think your brother's had enough of you. Which is funny because he always liked you a lot as his little sister before today. This is all screwed up. I just wanted to come here and enjoy his wedding with him today. This is all completely screwed up. I'm going to go and tell my mom and dad about this. That's not going to happen. You're no longer allowed to come back into the wedding. Huh? Actually, just a second ago, Leonard went and opened that present from you, and he opened it to only find 5 cents. And that letter you wrote to me saying all sorts of horrible slander about me, he was completely speechless reading that. He told me it was like reading a hate letter from an elementary schooler. And so what? I was just playing around a little with that gift and letter. And, well, your parents got to see him open that present up and read the letter. Neither of your parents looked very pleased with you anymore. I don't think either of them ever thought their own daughter would do something like this at her older brother's wedding. Wait, no! That letter was aimed at you and only you! It doesn't matter who it was meant for. And since that happened, your family told the staff you are no longer allowed to come into this wedding. So can you please be quiet and just go home for me now? You told me already that before the wedding started, you'd be going anyway, right? But that was... Look, you are being really mean to me. The only one that's been mean today is the person that only gave 5 cents as a present at a wedding and then proceeded to write a letter saying vulgar things about the bride. For the rest of the day, you won't be able to come into this building, so just get lost. Not even Mom or Dad will answer their phones now. How could they? I'm going to be all alone after this. And that's the way you belong. It sucks, but you asked for all of it. Maybe this time you'll learn to act like a responsible adult and start a new life with new people that'll learn to like you. This is all the worst. Why are you talking to me like this doesn't affect you at all? You may have been really upset with me because I always lectured you like you think, but look at it this way. Now I won't be around you anymore for you to have to listen to me teach you how to be a good person. I think when I'm not there anymore warning you about what you should be doing, you'll understand why I was trying to help you. What are you talking about? You have no right saying that to me now, and I'm never going to have anyone around me again. Well, I was just telling you how things will be. Now, the wedding is going to be starting really soon here. Hey, hold on a moment. Please help me out here. No way. I can't anymore. I hope you can find yourself a new lecturing old hag to be there for you when you need to learn a lesson. After that, Amy realized that she was indeed not able to get herself back into the wedding and had to go back to her house with tears rolling down her face. Her husband was pissed by what he learned about her doing, and so he had a divorce paper ready to go for her when she got back to the house. But instead of beginning to try and apologize to him over what had happened, she began to start making up even more excuses for all of it. And seeing her not even take responsibility still for what she'd done, the flame he had in his heart for her was finally extinguished. As she stood there continuing to go off about how this was all my fault or all my husband's fault, he took her by the hand and told her to get all her things and leave. She stood there in disbelief at what he was saying to her, but right before she began to get upset with him, he put her outside the apartment and began to get all her things together with the door locked. And only a few minutes after that, he opened the door, handed her all her things, and then slammed it right in her teary-eyed face. With Amy now being kicked out of his apartment for good, she tried to go to her brother to get his help with all of this again. But he never unblocked her after what she'd said to him, so ever since the wedding, she's had no way of getting in touch with him. She doesn't even know the address of the place we're living in right now, so she had no choice but to head back to her parents' place. And with the help of her parents, they got her a job working at a factory in town and are forcing her to work there until she's paid off every penny of her debt. It's been a year now since that all took place, but even now it doesn't seem like she's learned much from the wrongs she'd done. And so even to this day, she goes around blaming others for her problems, and it makes me really sad for her, to be honest. She'll go to people at the factory complaining about how her whole family is against her, and will even go to whatever friends she has left asking them if they know who it was that was talking about her in a bad way at the wedding for me to overhear. I just can't believe there are people on this planet who are so self-centered as her, who think they can get away with anything and they'll never be to blame if caught. But I guess if she still hasn't learned now, then she's never going to turn out to be a decent human and really can go rot in hell like she should have done a long time ago. As for Leonard and myself, we were able to have a fantastic wedding back then. And even after a year, we're still together, feeling as though we only got married yesterday. Starting tomorrow, I'm going to be talking to Leonard about how I want to have a baby soon. And I'll see what kind of response I'll get from him then. As for Amy's now ex-husband, he's given up on wanting a partner for the rest of his life and has decided to stay a bachelor for life, only focusing on his job. And I really can't blame him for that, since the last woman he was with was a total witch and never seemed to give any thought about him. I know I really shouldn't need to say this now, but when it comes to someone like Amy, I really do hope I never ever have to see her face ever again.
Your name is Callie, right? I know that you didn't come to see me at all like the rest of your family, but don't you want to get to know your little sister's husband face to face before the wedding? You should want to see me before then, right?
So, you're the man that'll be marrying Charlotte?
My name is Cillian Curtis. You didn't even understand that after what I just said? Your little sister is going to get married, and this is how you're going to behave with me?
Well, the way you started this whole conversation off, I couldn't tell if you were her fiancé or someone else in his family. I'm really sorry that I wasn't able to make it out to the dinner today. I had some work to attend to. I was planning on having my sister tell you what happened with me today, so was her point not clear enough or something?
She told me she never got any message from you.
She did? I told her about this yesterday, though, and said that she should tell you as well. My mom should have said something about me as well today, right?
Oh, I heard all about it today, and I find it very rude for you to cancel on us just like that. All I can think about now is how Charlotte's older sister has no common sense.
Well, I made sure to let my sister know about why I wouldn't be able to make it. I'm sorry that my reasoning was never given to you, as it seems there was some miscommunication between my family and I.
If you keep this kind of thing up, I'm going to make you even more aware of it. Are you alright with something like that? Leaving yourself looking like an imbecile? I was really hoping to see you today so that we could all become close to one another, but instead you never showed up and are now blaming it all on bad communication. Do you want to become closer to your brother-in-law?
I was planning to, yes. I'll have a word about this with Charlotte later, but I never expected you to become so upset by what's happened. She never told me that you were such a nitpicker, so I'm a little bit surprised by how you behaved.
Huh? What did you just say? Of course I'd be upset by what you've done. You canceled on us without giving any reason for it. To me, that's the same thing as committing a crime.
I didn't want to cancel on the plans we had without there being a reason. That's why I said to you that I had work to get to and could not make it in time. I'm surprised that this small of a thing is getting you so worked up right now. I'm sorry for what's happened this time, so let's just move on now. I promise that next time anything comes up that'll keep me from making it to any kind of family plans or event we have, I'll let you know directly.
That's not what I want. I want you to never cancel on my plans like that again.
Understood, Cillian. I have to get going now. Charlotte, you never told Cillian anything about what happened to me. I told you before that I wasn't going to be able to come out and meet him because I had some things show up at work. Oh, well, now that you mention it, you did send me a message saying that before. I totally forgot to mention that part. Well, honestly, I forgot you even said anything in the first place about having to go into work suddenly. Hey, Charlotte, pull yourself together, please. This is all about your marriage, right? And because you completely forgot to tell Cillian about what happened with me, he is upset with me now. Did you know that? Oh, well, come on. He shouldn't be getting upset over that. Well, he was more angry than even I thought he'd be. So please make sure to tell him what's going on with me from here on out. Seriously, I want to know his reason why he was that upset with me, though. He didn't even seem to understand the reason I gave him when I brought it up. Cillian's the kind of man where if things don't go exactly the way he planned, he gets all worked up over it. That's probably why he jumped at you there. To him, he felt that you canceled last minute on him and me. Well, I went and told you I wouldn't make it, and I gave you the reason why that all was. If you know Cillian to be that type of easily upset man, then you should have remembered my reason and told him. Now, would you please go and tell him about how you forgot this time and that I had a very good reason for not being around? You're getting a little scary there, Callie. Charlotte, you really need to pull yourself together here soon, all right? I'm not joking. Weren't you telling me before about how Cillian's family is really annoying? They really are all so annoying to be around. I'm not sure it has to do with them all being landowners or just very influential people, but his mom is the worst out of all of them when it comes to how annoying she is. So far, things have been going pretty all right between her and I, though. Honestly, I don't get how someone like you has been able to stay on her good side this whole time, though. I suppose you're trying really hard not to piss her off, then. Well, I have to try to not upset her since their family will be the ones taking care of me. Well, with a thought process like that, I'm not sure how long your good relationship to them will last. I don't want to get my own job, though, so as long as I deal with how annoying Cillian and his family are, they will take good care of me. And once we have our wedding, I'll never have to work in my life again and can just live off their money. Isn't that such a great outcome for me? I really am a bit worried about that plan you have, though. I happen to really enjoy the security of working my own job and making my own money to live off of. Well, you're a bit different from me, Callie. I suppose I am. However, in your case, you have a lot of things about you that make you rather lazy, or, as one could say, unreliable. So please make sure you're doing your part to keep the marriage balanced and to keep his family happy. I also want you to be happy with Cillian and everyone as well, but you still have the wedding and everything to get past. I worry about anything bad happening then, so please just stay focused and fight through all of this ceremonial stuff. I'll be fine, all right? I've always been able to make things work out for myself in the end. That's how I got to where I am now, right? If you really have that much confidence in things, then that's good. But it seems like Cillian's the kind of man where if you get him really upset, he'll become a major pain in everyone's butt. He might even take things a little too far in all his anger. All right, I understand what you're saying. I've been dating Cillian for 3 months now, so I know how to handle him when things get a little out of line. Everything will be fine here. 3 months? That doesn't seem like enough time at all to get to know one another, to be honest.
Yo! Are you trying to get me pissed off now? Why are you, of all people, not here yet? Do you really call yourself an older sister if you don't show up soon? Also, where are the rest of your family at?
Excuse me? What are you talking about?
Are you telling me you have no idea what day today is? Honestly, what kind of sister are you? You had to have been dropped on your head or something as a baby. Did you never go in to get your head looked at when that happened?
How about we start from square one here? You need to calm yourself down and tell me what is going on. So far, you've done nothing but make me even more uncomfortable with you, and that's just because you're digging into me about something I have no clue about. Please explain to me what has happened so that we can actually make a conversation out of all this. And if you're not going to be able to do that right now, then I'm not sure what else to say about you. I get that you're my sister's fiancé and all, but you coming at me making comments like that is giving me the feeling that you're the one with a messed up head.
You think with what's going on right now, I'm the one acting crazy? How the hell are you able to say something so idiotic to me right now? I will never forgive you for no-showing to your own sister's wedding.
What was that? Wedding? My sister's wedding?
That's what I'm talking about here. You not showing up here even now means that you've chosen to no-show today. As her older sister, you should be here sooner than the rest of the guests. I will never let someone like yourself get away with what you're doing. I'll make sure that everyone in the family shuns you for this.
Now, before you get all frustrated with me, even though you already are, how about you listen to what I have to say? I'm not sure how things came to this today, but you're telling me that today is the day of my sister's wedding with you?
Why are you acting like you never knew that before? How about you learn to be a responsible adult and start checking your calendar more often? I'll make sure you pay for thinking you could get away with slacking off that much. I'm sure you already know how well known my family is. We all own a lot of land, especially in this city.
Is that right? I never knew about that until just now.
We have so much land in the city that we are even more influential than you'd be able to imagine. We know a lot of people, and we can get those people to do as we ask. There's not a single person in this part of the state that would dare piss me off because they don't know what I can do to them. And now that you've gone on and no-showed on today's wedding, I'm going to tell everyone in the family about it and have your butt turned into mulch. I hope you're ready for something like that.
So you're going to threaten me now?
Why are you laughing at me? I'm not playing around at all. You've already gone and done it by not showing up today and causing us loads of embarrassment. I'll get everyone in the family together to deal with you, so get ready for that to come.
Did you even know about the fact that I never received an invite to your wedding?
What?
Honestly, you have been talking so much crap for someone who doesn't even understand what's been going on. I didn't get an invitation to your wedding, and that's why I had no clue it was today.
What are you talking about? You didn't get any invitation at all? There's no way that's the case. I bet you just lost it somewhere and are trying to lie about it so that I won't come and mess you up.
Cillian, how would I ever lose something as important as a wedding invitation? And if I were to, I would have already gone and written the date and everything down on my calendar before losing it. Also, I just went and asked my mom about this, and as far as she's aware, not a single person in our immediate family got an invitation to your wedding.
What? Not a single person? Really?
Do you really think I'd be lying about my own sister's wedding this way? You should be able to tell just by having a look around right now that I'm not pulling your leg or anything. Not a single person from my family is there right now, correct?
Not just her family, but even her friends and colleagues haven't shown up yet. I'd always thought there was something strange about that girl. What is going on here?
Why are you asking me that question? How about you go talk to the strange girl herself about what's going on there? I seriously have no clue why, out of literally everyone you could be talking to right now, you chose me, her older sister, to start getting angry at and demanding answers from. I'm sure what's happened here is that my lazy and unreliable little sister just forgot to send any of her family and friends invites because she's just that type of woman.
Huh? You're lying, right? How could someone forget to send out invitations to their own wedding? There can't be someone that stupid, right?
For a very long time now, Charlotte has been that kind of person. And that's the same Charlotte you said you want to get married to today. She's been that way for so long now, though, that my parents and I aren't even surprised she forgot about something as important as her wedding invites.
Charlotte's been like... Huh? I can't believe this!
If you're not going to believe it, then how about you go find her and find out for yourself? Stop talking to me already, like gosh dang.
Charlotte was telling me that you needed to start being more serious about things.
And that's coming from someone who has never taken things very seriously their whole life. The fact that you believed her to be this all-around decent person has led me to believe that this marriage shouldn't be. What was it that even got you interested in marrying her? What did you see in her? I'm just going to tell you right now that today's wedding might not be all that great for you, considering the bride's whole side of the family and all her friends won't show up.
What the hell is going on here?
Also, was you threatening to have me ruined earlier some kind of a joke, or were you being serious there? Because I'll have you know, it's going to take a lot more than just your family's influence to take me down. Do you even know what I do for a living, Cillian?
Huh? What are you going on about now?
You were just bragging to me about how your family all owns a lot of land in this city and that you guys can do anything you want. That must mean you haven't done any of your research into the kind of people my family is. I myself happen to be a senator for this state and know a whole lot about your family. Are you really going to say you never knew about that?
What? Huh? You're a senator? What kind of freaking joke is this? No way a woman like you could be a part of the Senate.
You don't have to believe what I'm saying to you, but I hope that you ask your family about me and get their reaction. After all, I'm the one who's taken really good care of your family and their properties. Well, they might not have known that I was related to your fiancé, so that might shock them even more. My sister would most likely never bring up anything about me and her family to your parents, considering she just doesn't care about that sort of stuff. So it'll make a bit more sense now if they're a little startled by the news. I suggest that you go ahead and look up on the internet who the senator of this state is and go ahead and tell your parents about me. Then, after you've gone and done that, you'll start to get an idea of what you have to do next.
Hold on a second. Are you really telling me the truth right now?
Knowing now that you just threatened someone like me, we'll have to see what your own parents think of that kind of behavior. I'm really looking forward to hearing about what they do.
For the time being, could you please come out to my wedding?
What was that?
With the way things are right now, there's no way we can start this wedding. If you hurry up and get here as soon as you can, then I'll forgive you for no-showing like that. So could you please make it out here very soon?
I have no reason to go to that wedding, do I?
What? Why not?
Just a little bit ago, you really went off on me in a way I've never seen someone act. And then you started threatening me by saying you'd have your whole family come after me, right? Which makes no sense to me, considering you're not the one that owns all that land. Your parents are the ones who own all of that. You are just a simple little office worker. So you really think you can just use your family's power to threaten me? Because that's what it looks like you were doing just then. I do not want to come to your wedding and see a half-assed man like you getting married. Did you never think any of that through before you started to act like a complete idiot then?
Wait, you don't have to say things like that.
I do not have the time to be worried about you and your crisis over there. You and your family, along with my little sister, figure something out for yourself there. I'm not going to that wedding, and I'm not too sure the rest of my family is either.
What? Wait a second. You'll really be putting me into a tough position by not coming.
I don't care. That's what you get for acting like a little dick. Now I have to get going. Bye-bye.
I'm so sorry, Kelly. I never ever thought that my fiancé's older sister would be in actual Senate for our state. Honestly, not only did I not know that, but neither did the rest of my family. Please allow me to apologize for everything that I said before.
You can go right ahead with your apology then.
Huh? Is that really okay? You really are a lot better than Charlotte is. The fact that you are more forgiving towards me for my really rude behavior than she is tells me a lot about yourself. No wonder you're the perfect senator for our state, having such an open mind and heart as yours are.
No, that's not at all what I was getting at there. What I meant is that you may go ahead and apologize for what you've done, but I will not be considering any one of you a part of my family. I can't be wasting my time with people like you. So after you give me that apology, would you mind never talking to me again? There really isn't much else you and I can talk about with one another, so please make this quick, all right?
Hold on for just 1 minute. You're telling me you won't be forgiving me now? If you aren't willing to forgive me, then my family will all turn against me and make me to blame. That would then most likely lead to my parents disowning me and sending me away forever.
Is that right? And what does any of that have to do with me?
It has a lot to do with you. This all started because of the way you were talking to me before. That made me think that you were never in some sort of position, such as a freaking senator. And I never heard anything about you from Charlotte either.
But that all has nothing to do with me, Cillian. That has to do with you and Charlotte not having very good communication skills. Go ahead and keep trying to make it seem to you like I'm a part of your problems, but I'm not. Charlotte and yourself are your problems.
I get that, all right. That's why I went and spoke with Charlotte for hours about what's happened. I asked her why she never told me any of this really important stuff about you, and her answer was that she didn't know. That has to be a lie, right?
I'm sure my little sister just didn't know about the kind of work I do. She's never cared about me and would most likely not show any interest in the kind of work I do for a living. Are you really getting that upset over something like that? You are one strange cookie, Cillian.
She has to be mentally screwed up then if she has no clue about what kind of job her older sister has. There's no way someone can be that mentally screwed, right? I happen to know everything about my family and the kind of jobs they have.
And you seem like that kind of person, especially since you love to brag about all their lines of work, even though you don't have anything to do with them. Going around telling everyone that your family is amazing and very powerful like that gives you any power of your own? To be straight up, it's kind of embarrassing the way you act. I'm sure your parents have been aware of that for a long time now, right? Those poor people.
Excuse me? Are you still trying to take some jabs at me?
What do you mean by still? I don't ever remember taking any jabs at you before this conversation. All that's happened up until now is you getting all pissed off and taking it out on me.
It's because of you that my whole wedding went and turned upside down. And Charlotte started to tell me that if I'm going to get this upset over everything, she was going to leave me. Things are really going downhill for me right now, and I might lose my fiancé. Something like that can't happen to me. I have not done a single thing wrong this whole time, and yet this wedding is causing me to look bad. I'm going to be disowned by my parents and lose the one and only woman I loved, and then I'll be left with having to pay for this whole wedding myself. That is so messed up, right? You make your little sister pay for this mess.
How pathetic. All of this happened because of you going bonkers over things that you didn't even understand yet, and are now trying to blame my sister for it all. And what's this about you having done nothing wrong, Cillian? Get a hold of yourself, because I am no longer talking to you anymore. You really got yourself all riled up saying that you'd get that family of yours to come after me and everything, but all you really ended up doing was getting them all to leave you.
Shut the hell up, you bitch! Are you trying to bully me or something now? Huh? Huh?
You poor short-tempered soul. I hope you can someday find a way to free yourself from all that anger. Now, I really have zero to do with any of this, so I'm going to say bye now. Goodbye forever, you short-tempered little idiot. Things went just as you were saying they would. I was never going to be able to get married to such a pain in the butt as him, and look at how things ended up for us. Thank goodness I realized he's not the one for me last minute there. Wait, hold on now. This time was pretty freaking bad of you as well, though. Well, I'm aware of that, Callie. To be honest about the marriage, I had some worry about it for a while leading up to the wedding. You did? I could tell that he and his family would never be able to forgive me for how laid back of a person I am and all the mistakes I tend to make. But you know more than anyone that it's really, really hard for me to change anything about myself, right? That's why I decided that if he did find out about the kind of unreliable person I am and chose to forgive me for it, that I'd actually put some real effort into becoming a better person. But of course, just like you were saying, he got so pissed off at me that I had to put an end to the relationship. That's what he was telling me. Can you tell me, were you actually trying to not invite any of your friends and family to the wedding on purpose, or was that an accident? If I tell you the answer to that, you'll think that I'm better at planning things out than I actually am. I'm sure you did that on accident. Why did you never end up telling Cillian about my job? You had to have known about the kind of work I do, right? The fact that I'm the senator of this state and all? I would be lying if I told you that I had no clue about your job. I just didn't know a whole lot about the kind of work you did as a senator, so I ended up not saying anything about it. Your job has zero to do with me, so I felt it wasn't really something I should talk about with anyone. Also, I never really had a chance to tell Cillian about you much anyway, since he'd always go on and on and on about himself and his parents' jobs. Seriously, who cares about his parents' jobs and what they do when all he is that company's paper pusher? So you did know about my line of work, and actually made the wise choice of not talking about it considering you didn't know much yourself. Come on, I was just being a little bit respectful towards you. But I learned soon enough that Cillian was not at all respectful towards you, or anyone for that matter. I'm not going to worry about him anymore though, as I just need to find myself someone a bit more laid back, like me. This'll be a lot of work again though. It shouldn't be that much work looking for the right partner. I mean, it'll take some time, of course, but finding the right person for you will make all the difference in the end. I like to think with the kind of personality you have, you'll always end up with a pretty decent guy. Even this time, besides him being a little whining brat and always bragging about how his parents have respectable jobs, Cillian was just fine. You think so? Well, as long as you think there will be more chances for me to get men with lots of money and that are a bit happier about who I am, then I'll be just fine. Thanks for saying that. I'll make sure to put some time and effort into finding a new man that's right for me. And next time, please, 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 please don't forget to invite all your family and friends. See you, Charlotte. I'll be waiting for that next bit of good news from you. In the end, I went ahead and started to ignore all the messages that kept coming to me from Cillian. My little sister went ahead and did the same thing by ignoring both his calls to her and his long texts. Not only did Cillian end up being disowned by his family, but considering he had done something so embarrassing for all of them, he was told to never ever step foot near any of the family again. After this, he tried even harder to get back with Charlotte, but after calling her over and over again at around 2 in the morning, she went and blocked his number and all his social media accounts. It seems that Cillian will never have a family with Charlotte and us ever again.